So as part of our analytics learning is concerned, either in context to the business analytics, healthcare analytics, insurance, retail, marketing analytics, all that product analytics. One of the prominent analysis technique that we are using in the market nowadays, which is called cohort analysis. This is what something today we are going to discuss. Because this cohort analysis is one of the uh, prominent analytical technique we are using in the field of business, we are using in the field of marketing, insurance, product, healthcare, and all. So the major reason behind using this technique is to understand how specific groups of users or any kind of subject behave over a period of time, wherein which from the organization perspective, which will be helpful for us in identifying what are the different patterns we have, what are the trends that we have identified. At the same time, knowing about some life cycle behavior, so which is majorly of hidden anything of that sort. So for that purpose, generally this cohort analysis is being used. To detail with, this is the one which majorly useful for understanding about the user retention as well as the churn rates. Next, measuring customer lifetime value, identifying the changes in behavior over a period of time. Next, evaluating marketing effectiveness. Subsequently, if you want to improve any product features based on the user engagement, everything can be done using cohort analysis. This is what generally the cohort analysis retention map was. So that can be discussed later. But before we are getting into that, we must be knowing about what are the different types of cohort analysis we have. One is about acquisition cohorts, which are grouped by when users were acquired. For example, any sign up for a month or any first purchase date. This is useful to retain as well as growth analysis purpose. Means user retention if you want to focus, or if we want to focus on the growth analysis, this acquisition cohorts are being used. Next, behavior cohorts, which is grouped by specific actions. For example, any users who wants to buy a product, or they want to uh, mention about any kind of feature or something like, because if you want to understand about the feature adoption or engagement and all, behavior cohorts is being used. At the same time, next, when it comes to the segmentation and all, useful for targeted marketing and personalization. What are the demographics that we are grouping of, or the kind of attributes? It can be age, or it can be region, or it can be different subscription plans. So for that, generally segment cohorts are being used. So under cohort analysis, these are the three different types. Acquisitions are majorly used for user retention and growth, business growth I'm referring to. Behavior cohorts are being used for understanding the future adoption and engagements, etc. Segmentation cohorts are being used for targeted marketing and as well as personalization, all that. Now, here is a simple example I have taken. For example, SaaS, Red Clinical product is an example that we have taken. For example, we have a cohort sign up users we have taken, wherein the retention capacity in the month of January will be 100%. Maybe in the month of second, it can be 70 and 30 subsequently. So based upon this, we can interpret in such a way, whatever the retention of improving each month based upon the onboarding as well as product experience can be improved after January. This is what something that we can see based upon the observation that we have made over here, right? So here we can see this is the observation we can do, because rather than comparing to the January, etc., February, March as an example I've taken. So there is a substantial improvement can be seen over here, observed can be seen here. So this is how a product example as for SaaS. There were a couple of examples even that can be discussed in coming time. Now, when it comes to the steps in performing cohort analysis is this. One is to define cohort criteria. For example, if you want to perform any kind of first purchase date or any kind of sign up month or any first hospital visit by any patient and all, we need to define the cohort criteria. Criteria must be defined. That is important to perform cohort analysis. Collecting data. Collecting data includes either it can be user ID number or any kind of cohort date or any kind of active data or relevant metrics. So for any retention identification and as well as spending capacity or customer engagement. For that collective data, whatever the required data that is to be collected will be taken into account. Next, we need to group the users into cohorts. That is, can be classification of the users into groups is one of the important step that we have to perform under the cohort analysis. Next, we need to track the performance over a period of time, so that if you want to measure any metrics like customer retention or any kind of revenue or customer engagement over a period of time, either it can be on daily basis, weekly, monthly, quarterly, so that we come to know the performance of the company, performance of the business or sales or customers, everything can be understood here. Next, we can visualize the results as well, because using this retention tables and all. So we can use different graphs we have, right? So line graphs we have, bar graphs or heat maps is also there. That is what something which I have told you. So cohort retention heat maps are there. So these can be prepared so that we can visualize the results. Based upon that, decisions can be taken in the business perspective, right? So either it can be useful in business perspective, or it can be retail or insurance, healthcare, anywhere. As far as the analytics are concerned, cohort analysis is one of the widely used technique. This is what the overall understanding is.